Is Constance there?
She is, yeah.
And is Constance just between you and me? Does Constance like Little Mix?
Absolutely.
Oh, does she now?
Absolutely.
Do you know, just can we get her on for a minute, please?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, she's here.
Yes, Rebecca.
Hello. Hello.
Hi, Constance. How are you?
Good, thank you.
How's your day?
It's been really good this morning.
Yeah. Is it been schoolwork, or have you had a chance to dance around, have a little bit of fun, listen to some music?
Yeah, we've done that, and we've done some of my math and literacy and science this morning as well.
Oh wow, that's you've had a very busy morning, Constance. Do you feel a bit tired now?
No, not really.
Oh, that's good. Constance, I understand that you're a fan of Little Mix. Is that true?
Yeah.
Oh. Would you like to speak to Jade from Little Mix, Constance?
Yes, please. I would really enjoy that.
Oh, should we try and make that happen?
Yes, please.
Jade?
Yeah, hello?
Jade, it's Constance. Constance,
Hi,
it's Jade.
Constance. Hi.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good, thank you.
I hear you're a very big Little Mix fan.
Yes, I really am.
Oh, what's your favourite song? Do you have one?
No, I like them all.
Oh, now that is an excellent
That's a super
answer.
fan. That's a super fan right there, Jade.
Definitely. I think you should be very proud of yourself for doing all your homework and schoolwork whilst at home. I think that's amazing, Constance.
Thank you.
Constance, are you happy now?
Yeah, really happy.
Yeah. Could you describe this as the best day of your life so far, Constance?
Yeah.
It's good. It's good to know. It's good to know. It's good to know. And you've got to speak to Jade today. So now you're going to tell all your friends that you got to say hello to Jade from Little Mix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think they'll believe you?
Yeah,
Good.
maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Constance, can I speak to your mum again, please?
Yeah, that's fine.
Take care.
Oh, bye, Constance. You really brightened my day.
Oh,
Thank you.
that's so lovely.
Hello.
Oh, you're going to have a happy little girl for a little while there, Rebecca.
She was a superstar, wasn't she?
She's absolutely. What I love is this is the best day of your life. She's like, yeah, she was going through all the best days of her life, and this, after a while, it came through that Jade was the best day of her life. Took a while, but we got there in the end. Listen, you've got an amazing little girl there, and obviously you've got an amazing son in Wilfred as well. Thank you for getting in contact with us today.
Oh, thank you so much, Nihal. Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you, Jade.
You're welcome. Bye.
All right, thank you. Bye. Bye.
Do you know what, Jade? It is an extraordinary power, and a gift to be able to, however twee this might sound, the fact that you bring so much happiness to people.
Oh.
Is it something that you are kind of constantly aware of, that the happiness that you bring to people?
Not really, to be honest. I just still find it very strange, to be fair. But you know what? For me, that's actually really brightened my day. It sounds strange, but having a child's voice and a child that's really happy just really lifts your mood, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
So it's nice to hear a little super fan once in a while to perk you up.
Yeah, well, you've only got 11 million of them on just Twitter alone. I mean, let's not even go into Instagram and then your individual accounts. Anyway, we've been talking throughout the show about well-being, how to stay mentally healthy during the current virus outbreak. Now, here's Dr. Radha from Radio 1's Life Hacks, again with another tip to help us.
Hi, I'm Dr. Radha Modgett, pub quizzes.
So there you go. Now, the reason that we've got the very famous Jade Thirlwall from Little Mix on the show, and then coming up we're going to have Jake Wood from EastEnders, we've got Jenny Ryan from The Chase coming on, is because these things that you enjoy doing to get you through it. Now, one thing I've got to do, Jade, before I do anything else, can you please give a shout out to DJ Alfie C, who's 13 years old and goes to the Endeavour School in Brentwood in Essex. And DJ Alfie C has set up his own radio station to entertain the other kids at the Endeavour School in Brentwood. So can you give a shout out to DJ Alfie C?
Yes, massive shout out to DJ Alfie. I think it's amazing what you're doing, keeping people entertained, and I think it's incredible seeing all these people do all these things to help others. I think you're amazing.
So Now, what is it that you're doing then to help you? Because you can't go into recording studios, you can't tour, you can't go and do choreography, you can't do any of the things that is usually the normal routine of your life. So what are you doing?
Yeah. I've basically been doing all the things that I wouldn't usually have time to do. So one of the main things I've been doing is Lego, colouring in. What else have we been doing?
What have you
Baking,
built?
lots of
What are you taking random Lego bits and then just making, I don't know, abstract architecture, or are you sitting there with the book and going, right, 1, 2, 3, and going through your pages?
I like instructions. I like being directed. So yeah, I've basically made a humongous 4,000-piece Disney castle, which I actually started before Christmas and then just sort of never got round to finishing. And obviously now I've got a lot more time on my hands. So myself and my friend Zach, who I'm staying with, we finished it. And honestly, what a proud moment for me. Stunning it is.
What, when you put the last flag on the top, was it? Is that the moment?
Although Zach did knock a bit over the other day and I was very upset about it. All that hard work and he's knocked over the top spear.
So wait a minute, 4,000 pieces. You got this just before Christmas.
Yeah.
We're now at, 5 months since. 1,000 pieces a month. I'm just trying to work out the maths of this. You haven't exactly dedicated yourself to this, have you?
No, well, now I have. But
have.
yeah, I think probably like a fifth of it was done before lockdown started. So yeah, we basically got down to it and finished it off. And I think it's good to, do things that sort of keep you entertained or keep your mind at ease. I've been doing a lot of that, just doing loads of like little bits of creative things to keep my mind going. Yeah,
because we've been talking about well-being and mental health today. When you are feeling a little bit oppressed by what's going on right now, what do you do other than Lego?
Well, for me, in the real world, we're so busy like with our job, and I love to work all the time. But whenever I'm feeling like down or a bit anxious, whenever I get a day or two off, I get the train home up north and see my friends and family and have that sort of normality again. So I've been trying to speak to my friends and family as much as I can, like on FaceTime or Zoom and Skype, all those things. And to be honest with you, I've actually felt a lot better for it, and I've been talking to them more than I ever normally would. And it's really doing lots of good things for my mental health, I'd say. It's making me feel a lot happier and a lot more relaxed, especially speaking to like my nieces and nephew. To sort of lift my spirits and give me that sense of normality. It's quite relentless, isn't it? And a lot of people in your position in big pop bands, there is an element of burnout at some point when it's constantly, I mean, it happened to One Direction, for instance. Have you started, now that you've actually had some headspace, because of course being in Little Mix, you probably haven't had that much headspace. No, never. Right, okay. So now that you've had some, have you thought about how potentially after we come out of lockdown, you want to change elements of your life? Yeah, I think so. I think we do. We are constantly on the go. And I think it would be good for us once all this is over and we can sort of get back to whatever normal is again, to, maybe schedule actual proper time off. Because usually what will happen is, we'll get an odd day off here and there. We never actually get like scheduled time off where we can like go and do things. And I think now I've sort of got myself in a bit of a routine whilst being indoors and at home. It's done a lot of good for us to know, okay, well, this day this is going to happen, and that sort of uncertainty that I usually have day to day at work has kind of disappeared, and it's quite nice. So I think hopefully I can introduce that into work and life. What is that new routine? Well, I think it's like getting up. I mean, not that I don't get up every day. What you mean you never went up? You never got up before? But I think it's just sort of having a plan for the day and sticking to it. And yeah, doing like a food shop. I never get to go to the shops and just have a little shopping list and go and buy what I want. Like, I never have time to do that. Usually I'll get in from work and I'll just, whatever's in the fridge, I'll deal with that, or I'll have a takeaway or whatever. So it's been really nice actually, doing normal things. But Jade, how does social distancing work when you're a internationally known pop star? People still presumably recognise you and want to come up and have a photo, and you're like, whoa, easy. Yeah, to be fair, I have been recognised stupidly, because I'm just in me tracksuit bottoms and stuff all the time. I keep putting Little Mix merch on and then going to shops and forgetting who I am. You wearing so your own face on the t-shirt? I'm making it as obvious as possible without realising, and getting recognised at the shops. But to be fair, everyone that's recognised me has kept the sort of social distancing, so everyone's been well behaved where I'm.
So have you been doing socially distant selfies with people?
I actually haven't done any pictures. I've seen a couple of people, sneak their phones out whilst I've been in the aisles in Asda and try and sneak a picture. But nobody's actually come up to me and asked for one. But you know what? I'll let them off. It's weird times at the minute. So if they want a distant photo, go ahead. Happy
days. Your album, of course, your new album has been postponed. How has that affected you all?
Yeah, it's a bit disappointing. We are really excited to release new music. And, we have actually released our new single, Breakup Song, which we could have postponed, but we didn't want to. I think because we felt like right now it's been a while since we've released new music. Just because we're not out and about able to promote the song doesn't mean we should, not stop the fans from getting it. And to be honest, we've actually done such a big social media campaign around our new music. It's been really good, and we've been able to do things with the fans, interact with the fans that we sometimes wouldn't really have time to do. So yeah, the actual album's on hold, and obviously we can't record together or anything like that, so it has been a little bit difficult, but we're just editing what we have recorded or written so far.
Do you have a Zoom, not a meeting because you're mates, it's a bit weird, right, to have a meeting with your management and publicists, etc. Do you have a set time in the week where you'll all have a Zoom catch up with each other, glass of wine and whatever?
Yeah, we've got a WhatsApp group chat, me and the girls, we're constantly talking on that, and we've been doing interviews and things like that. We've also been doing Zoom calls with the contestants on our new BBC show, The Search, because obviously that's been postponed too, and we want to check in on all the contestants and make sure they're doing all right every week. So yeah, finding ways of communicating.
But that's all worky. I mean, about, you just getting up, having a laugh, taking the mickey out of each other, giving each other a roasting, the usual stuff that you would have done.
Oh yeah, we do all that anyways without all this, so nothing's changed there.
What are you missing the most?
What I'm missing the most? I would say, I'm missing my family. I don't usually go this long without seeing my family. Especially my mum. My mum, bless her, she's sort of stuck indoors. She's very high risk as she's got lupus, so she's by herself, which makes me, I always feel guilty anyways, not being home enough, living in London, but right now it's particularly hard. And I think just being able to go out and sit in a restaurant and order some food, or, do you know what I mean, going to the bar and having a drink, things that we took for granted so much before, I will never take for granted again. And
new skills. I know you've been baking pies. That was on Scott Mills and Chris. I won't talk about that. But what other new skills are you thinking to yourself? Oh, you know what? I'm going to have a go at that.
Ooh, new skills. Well, lots of things to do with technology. I'm known as the nana in the group. I can't usually work anything to do with technology. I'm terrible. So I've really had to learn how to be better at that so that I can communicate with everyone. Also, I'm trying to start up learning Arabic again. I started it a couple of years ago, and every time I get too busy and sort of stop again. So now there's really no excuse
to learn Arabic.
That. Yeah, so my granddad was Arabic, my heritage, I have Arab heritage. So I really, as I've got older, I've, trying to learn more about my heritage, and part of that is,
So what's the phrase? I mean, is there something that you know? It's a beautiful language.
I can ask for a cup of tea.
Which is?
Which is the main thing, obviously.
Yeah.
Mumkin shai wa suka min fadlak.
I'd like a cup of tea.
I mean, don't quote me on that, because if I've said it wrong...
Well, I'm almost exactly going to have to quote you on it because you've been learning it, and that's it. Okay, so how are you learning Arabic? Is this an online thing or? Yeah,
well, years ago, before you could just do it online, I ordered the computer ROM CD, old school style, and I was learning it on our Ariana Grande tour in the US. I was learning Arabic on the road because when I was younger,
it can be quite dodgy learning Arabic in America of all places.
Well, I like to do things that are... I just like to do what I like to do. I quite enjoy being in Middle America and sitting by the pool and learning Arabic. And so I've been doing a bit of that. I think it's nice, though. When I was younger, I actually did go to, a Muslim school. And And then, it all sort of ended, unfortunately. So I'm trying to do it all again. I'd love to do, like the BBC programme, Who Do You Think You Are, where you go and
Yes,
explore,
that would be extraordinary.
Yeah, your ancestry and stuff. I'd love to do that.
I'm sure they'd love you to do it, quite frankly. Hi, Nihal, could you please get Jade from Little Mix to give a shout out to my 6 children for coping during these difficult times, in particular my 3 daughters who love Little Mix. There's Libby.
Hi, Libby.
There's Layla.
Hello, Layla.
And there's Ellie.
Ellie, hi, Ellie. Can I just say, wow, hats off to you. 6 kids in lockdown.
I know.
I'm struggling with 2 friends here.
Yeah, how is that going?
Do you know what? We've been all right. I think because we're very similar people, we had no arguments as of yet.
What are your red lines? What are your red lines for living with someone like that? I mean, what have you said? Look, this I won't tolerate.
Oh, well, messiness, like untidiness isn't cute. We're all like the same level of slob, so that's quite good. And do you know what I think is a really good, sort of telltale and a good friend is when you can all sit in silence and not have to talk to each other and it not be uncomfortable or awkward. Like, that's a sign of a good friend, I think.
And what are you binging on box sets?
Oh, God, we've been watching all sorts. We watched Sex and the City from start to finish.
Wow.
I've been watching, obviously, everyone's been watching Tiger King on Netflix. Very bizarre.
That is really weird. Whole new different level of weird, that is,
Yeah. And a bit of Ozark. That's been quite good.
Oh, season 3 of Ozark is amazing.
Yeah, I need to catch up on that. So it's been nice watching series and stuff. These are all things that usually I don't have time for. So, yeah.
There's a new comedy coming to Sky, which is called Code 404 with Daniel Mays and Stephen Graham in it. And it is hilarious.
I'll have to watch that. And also, sorry to interrupt, I've been watching Afterlife. And I have sobbed. It's so good.
He was on the show last week, Ricky, it is. You watched just season 1, or you watched season 2 as well?
I've watched all of it. Yeah,
it's so good. Oh, listen, have you met Jake who's from EastEnders before?
No.
Jade? Oh well, Jake Wood, off of EastEnders. Meet Jade, off of Little Mix.
How are you, Jade? You all right?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm good. Sat here, sort of. You haven't been out for a while, but it's no different from anyone else.
Yeah, but Jade is a Lego fan. She's using Lego to help out at the moment.
Okay. Yeah, not for me. I know how. I've got to say, if it's helping Jade, I'm happy for her.
Well, it was to be fair, it was a 4,000 piece Disney castle, which you started when, Jade?
Before Christmas.
Yeah, so it's not exactly been
bad. It's not bad.
It's not exactly been productive.
Thanks, everyone.
No, it's great. Listen, Jade, it's an absolute pleasure. Thank you for spending some time with us and doing shout-outs for all those people that are absolutely made up.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me.
Take care. Good luck with the single.
All right, bye, everyone.
Bye-bye. There you go.